What do you think of when you see me do this? Because I think of basketball, and I'm going to explain how it evolved and where it started and where it is today. I started playing basketball when I was at a young age in just church league, and now I don't play anymore, but I play intramural sports at MTSU. But I played middle school at MTCS in Murfreesboro, and I played high school, and we went to a state tournament, and we had a 25-5 season, and I've enjoyed playing my whole life. My parents both have coaching experience. My dad's been coaching for 35 years. My mom coached for 25 years. She still works at MTSU to this day in the athletic department, and my dad's still coaching at Central Magnet, which is right down the road. The game started when Dr. James Naismith decided he needed something a little more active for his PE class to do. He just figured, let's find something random to do to keep these kids active. So what he did is he took a random peach basket that was literally 4 peaches, and he took a soccer ball because that was the only thing they had. He hung it 10 feet high in his gymnasium at his school, and he just said, let's make this game. He came up with the rules real quick, and they shot the ball, and it would go in, but there was no hole in the bottom. So what they would have to do is climb up a ladder every time they made a basket. And eventually that got old, obviously. So what they did was they cut a hole in the bottom of the peach basket, and then they transitioned into making it a more fast-paced game, even though it was slow-paced compared to what it is today. They had basic rules. They're still pretty much the same rules as they are now. There's fouls, and there was no three-point shot. There was a two-point shot, which was pretty much anywhere on the court, and a free throw if you got fouled, which counted for 1 point, which still stands today. It started out, they would just go at 1 goal just because that's all they had at the time, and then they improved it to 2 goals, and then it just kept growing from there. The game has changed so much, since Dr. Naismith made the game. A lot of the times, the people, they didn't have really a specific way of shooting. So some people shot it what people call granny style, where you just take it and you shoot it like that and hope for it to go in. Or now it's more of a, like I just did at the beginning of the video, more of an upright shot. And that's kind of how it's evolved over time. People have really changed the game, including like all the players and coaches, and that's what I'm going to get into today. The game has progressed, and now they have the NBA, obviously, and it's become more of a shooter's game. A lot of you guys know Steph Curry. He's kind of created it to what it is today, and he just shoots it from anywhere on the court. He's known for shooting the three-pointer. He's pretty skilled at it. And with that being said, the three-pointer was introduced to the game of basketball in 1979. And that's a big key because that's where the game started changing. Larry Bird was big at shooting the three back in the day when they first introduced the three-pointer, and now it's Steph Curry's game. That's basically all he does. He's an all-around point guard, but he can shoot the three. It's a more skilled game than it used to be, in my opinion. They've come up with different ways of playing. They've come up with a ton of different things. And, more skilled players, they come up with different ways to play. We'll go over a quick diagram here with my board. The defenses and offenses has progressed. Most of the time they just played man-to-man back in the day, but now they have zones, and then you have a 2-3 zone, which is just how it sounds. 2 people up top, 3 people down on the bottom, and then like man-to-man, you would stick with your man. Like if this guy's here, then this guy would guard him, this guy would guard him, and that's how that goes. But the 2-3 zone is to kind of prevent anyone from getting driving lanes. You want the other team to shoot threes because you don't think they can shoot. Then you have something called a 3-2 zone, which is literally the same thing as a 2-3, just opposite. You have 3 guards up top and 2 posts down low, like so. It's just a very different game than it was when it first started. It's just improved. The players are better. They're more skilled. It's a different game. A lot of the times, people refer to the older days as more fundamental, which I agree with. The NBA has gotten kind of more pickup ball or street ball in a way. It's still very skilled players playing the game of basketball, but that's just the way it is. Shot clocks were added a while back. I'm not exactly sure when that shot clock was added, but that's changed the game. They have a 24-second shot clock in the NBA to get shots off and all that. But in conclusion, the game started with Dr. James Naismith and in his PE class in Canada, and the game style and pace of play and strategies have changed. And I wonder, what would Dr. Naismith think? He's not alive anymore, but it'd be interesting to see what his opinion was on today's game and the different style of play. And that's all I have for you. Thank you. Appreciate it.